Ma'am, this is private property. You need to step away from the porch.
This is my house.
No, it isn't. I've had reports of suspicious activity in this neighborhood.
He ordered a black woman off her own porch, then learned she was a DOJ attorney. The patrol car slowed as it passed the house for the second time. Same porch. Same woman. Same assumption. Officer Reynolds tightened his grip on the steering wheel. Something about her presence made him uncomfortable, not because she was doing anything wrong, but because she didn't fit the picture in his head of who belonged there. The house was large, clean, quiet, a place where people like her, in his mind, didn't usually live. So he parked. The black woman sat on the porch in a woven chair, legs crossed, phone in hand, a warm cup of tea resting on the rail. She looked peaceful, confident, completely at home. The officer stepped out and called out loudly, so the neighbors could hear. "Ma'am, this is private property. You need to step away from the porch." She looked up slowly, confused but calm. "I'm sorry," she asked. "This is my house." He scoffed. "No, it isn't. I've had reports of suspicious activity in this neighborhood. You don't match the homeowner's description. Please step aside." Her eyebrows lifted, not in fear, but disbelief. "What description would that be, officer?" she asked. He ignored the question. "I don't want this to escalate," he said, hand hovering near his radio. "Step off the porch now." Across the street, a curtain shifted. A garage door paused halfway down. People were watching. The woman stood, slowly and deliberately, refusing to give him the reaction he expected. "My name is Danielle Monroe," she said evenly. "And I would like to know why you're ordering me off my own property without identifying a single law I've broken." That word, law, made him tense. "Ma'am," he said sharply, "arguing with an officer is not a good idea." She smiled faintly. "I argue with officers for a living." That caught his attention. Still, he pressed on. "Last warning," he said. "Move." Danielle took a breath, reached into her handbag, and paused. The officer stiffened, instinctively shifting his stance. Instead of pulling out anything threatening, she removed a leather card holder and extended a single card toward him. "Before you say another word," she said calmly, "read that." He hesitated, then took it. His eyes scanned the card once. Then again. His jaw tightened. Danielle Monroe, Senior Federal Attorney, U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division. For a moment, the neighborhood went silent. Danielle folded her arms. "I specialize in civil rights violations," she continued. "Police misconduct, unlawful detainment, racial profiling." A phone camera across the street zoomed in. The officer cleared his throat. "I didn't realize." "No," she interrupted gently. "You didn't ask." She stepped forward, not aggressively, confidently. "You assumed I didn't belong here because of how I look. You ordered me off my own porch without proof, without a warrant, without cause." She gestured around. "And now you've done it in front of witnesses." His radio crackled. He didn't respond. Danielle lowered her voice. "I have defended victims whose lives were permanently damaged by moments just like this. And every one of those officers said the same thing you're about to say." He swallowed hard. "I was just doing my job." She nodded slowly. "Then you should know your job requires reasonable suspicion, not bias." She glanced at the phone's recording. "I suggest you leave. Before this turns into a federal review." The officer backed away, forcing a tight nod before retreating to his patrol car. The car drove off. But the story didn't end there. That night, the video hit social media. By morning, it had millions of views. By afternoon, Internal Affairs launched an investigation. And within a week, Officer Reynolds was placed on administrative leave pending review for racial profiling and abuse of authority. Danielle returned to her porch the next evening. Same chair, same tea, same calm. But this time, neighbors waved. Because she reminded the world of something powerful. A black woman does not need permission to exist. Power doesn't always look loud. And assumptions can cost you everything. If stories like this expose the truth you don't hear on the news. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe to Unfiltered Truth. Thumbs up like this video. Bell turn on notifications so you never miss a story that matters. Because here, we don't sugarcoat reality.